YouTube, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Mac. We got the coffee. You know it's going to be a great day. So judging by the title, you guys can see that we got a nice Q&A here. I love to do the monthly Q&As. You guys love to see them. And the questions I got this week were great. Trading related, business related, life related, anything, you name it. So there's some great ones, and I can't wait to answer some of your questions. So I'll see you guys in the video. All right, everyone. So the first question that I got here, I'm going to pop it up right here, is how is trading London session going? If you guys have seen my last video, you know that this week was my first week trading London session. And I'll admit, the first couple of days were tough. I think the toughest part was going to bed earlier. Waking up was fine, as I had a lot of energy when I was on the charts, but after the session was done, my energy declined massively. I took a couple naps throughout the afternoon. Well, I would take a nap in the afternoon and I'd be completely fine after, but you know, short-term pain, long-term gain. I'm excited to do this. And to answer your question, I ended the week with a banging trade on GU. If you guys saw my story, it was a beautiful GU short targeting sell-side liquidity, textbook to plan. And the thing I loved was the fact that I was done by like 4 a.m. my time, and then I had the whole day to do whatever I wanted. So that aspect to it was very, very cool. I am used to it towards the end of the week. I got a lot more used to it, but yeah, it is what it is. As long as I can get 6 hours of sleep at night, and then I take a little 2-hour nap, that seems to be the secret formula for me right now for tackling London. But it's going very, very well, and I'm excited I made the jump. All right, so question number 2 is, what book am I currently reading? Let's take a look. On the couch again, so comfy. The book I'm currently reading, guys, is Never Finished by David Goggins. This is the Kindle version. It's the exact same thing as the actual book. I love the Kindle because it's just so easy. You know, you get recommended a book, and instead of having to go to the store or anything like that, you just search it up on there and buy it. It's cheaper than actually buying the hard copy, and you got it there, and you know where it is at all times. So yeah, this book is phenomenal. If you're not familiar with David Goggins, do some research on him on YouTube. The guy's an absolute psychopath in all the right ways. Shows you how to push your body, how to push your mind past the limits that, you know, we feel like we are contained within. And it's just an unbelievable book so far. If you haven't read the first one, I would suggest starting there, but this man's story is unbelievable. It's inspiring, and it makes you put your circumstances in perspective, that people out there have it way worse and have achieved way higher things than you, coming from way worse situations, coming from odds being completely stacked against them. So a lot of the time when you read stories like this and realize, damn, this person is so successful, but you know, you would think that they wouldn't be, it's super inspiring, and it only pushes you, and it honestly makes you realize that your issues aren't big issues, and that everyone out there is going through something. And I'd say every single successful person that we see out there, majority of them anyway, have had some massive hardships, have had some huge trauma, and that's what actually helped push them to get to where they wanted to be, rather than just being comfortable, right? And this book is unbelievable. So Never Finished right here. Highly, highly suggest it. And let's move on to question number 3. All right, question number 3, how to become a profitable FX trader in 1 year. First of all, I would completely throw that mindset in the garbage. That question, not anything against you or anything like that. I'm not putting you down, but you don't want to have that mindset in trading. You don't want to get into trading and think, how do I become profitable in 1 year? Because if you're not profitable in 1 year, you're going to give up. It's like, I've talked about this with the degree before, right? Go to university, you know you don't get your degree for 4 years. Yet people are completely okay with that. They're not after 1 year, like, give me my degree, or after 2 years, will I have my degree? No, you got to put the time in. Some people are profitable in 2 months. Some people are profitable in 1 year, 4 years, 5 years. I know people that weren't profitable till like year 6 or 7. But you don't go into it with that mindset, because I promise you, if you do, you will give up when adversity comes and your timeline just doesn't align with what you thought. Everyone's timeline is different. Mine's different from yours, and yours is gonna be different to someone else's. What I would say is, to become a profitable trader, you wanna have a trading plan, you wanna have a system. Well, a trading system would be, you've back tested it, you know you have an edge over the market. You've bought courses, you've had mentorships, you've watched free YouTube videos online, you're actually digesting the right content, because you could put all the time in the world in, and if you're practicing something that simply doesn't have an edge, then you're never gonna become profitable. So find a system that works and backtest the heck out of it until you know that it works, and then develop a trading plan that you can just stick to. And then after that, it's honestly trial and error. It's getting beaten up every single day in the markets. There's no sugarcoating that, and there's no passing that stage. I can give someone my step-by-step trading plan and they won't be successful with it tomorrow. They won't be successful with it next week. They have to learn it, they have to study it, right? You could be given all the answers to a test, right? You look over it once. Are you gonna know them for the next day? No, it takes repetition. It takes looking over the answers, right? I love this analogy because this was me in university, test banks, but it takes repetition and it takes studying, right? And us studying is us viewing the market every single day, showing up on these charts and just letting our subconscious brain take in all those patterns. And like I said, just having the plan, having the system, knowing that that's your edge. And then by having those systems in place and those habits over a consistent amount of time, you will become profitable in these markets. But you can't go into it with the mindset of when will I be this, or how can I be here by here? Because it's just gonna add stress, and the reality is you may not be there. 1 year to be a profitable, successful trader, you need all the time in the world in the charts, and you need to go through so much. And like I said, there's people that do it in a month. There's people that do it in a couple weeks somehow, but don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't compare yourself to me. That's my best advice with this subject. Like I said, the couple steps in there that'll help you a ton, and just continue to learn and just detach from, the timeline, and just know your timeline is special. Your timeline is different than everyone else's. And all that matters is you will get there as long as you do the necessary steps, you put in the necessary work, and you make the necessary sacrifices. So I hope that answers your question there. I didn't mean to come too hot in the first response to that, but I hope towards the end of your answer, you got what you were looking for. All right, question number 4. How do I manage to stay focused? I have talked about this in long format, so I'll try and cover it as best way as I can now. If you do want to see it, just simply go to one of my old videos. But to become as focused as possible, you need to create an environment that promotes focus, that allows you to be focused. What do I mean by that? Have your phone on D&D at all times while you're working anyway. That way, you have no notifications coming in, you have no text messages coming in, and that way you're allowing yourself to just be focused, right? And you don't want anybody to rob you of your focus during your special time, right? When we're on those charts, when we're learning or we're pursuing anything, we only have a certain amount of time per day to put into that craft, to put into growing, right? The social media, the text messages, all that good stuff, the text from mom and dad and your friends, they can wait until you are done what you have to do, right? So you're gonna mess up sometimes. You're only human, right? You're gonna pick up your phone when maybe you shouldn't. But the best way to combat that, I would say, is just do the things that you can control. And that's either put your phone in another room while you're trading, have your desk set up that eliminates distractions. If you do have your phone around you, have it on DND. That way no messages are popping up. And then make sure when you're on your computer trading, just your charts up, maybe the news as well, and some music, right? Anything that allows you to lock in and stay focused, right? And it all comes from your environment. If you have an environment that's messy, if you have an environment that has notifications going off left and right, then like I said before, we're only human and we're gonna get distracted, right? So that's the best way I can kind of explain that part. That's how I go about my day and how I curate my own environment, is just try and make it as distraction free, not all day long, but during the time that I need to be my best self and my focused self. So I hope that answers your question. Let's dive into the next one. Question number 5 is ICT or SMC? Well, ICT created SMC. He's the creator of all this stuff, the smart money concepts, all that good stuff that you guys follow. The concepts that I have implemented in my trading all came from ICT. So, I mean, I would say there is differences. I would say ICT is ICT. SMC is all of ICT's concepts, but maybe they've been tweaked and refined to, better RR or all that kind of stuff that you see on social media. I personally think there is a little bit of a difference. I think SMC concepts have morphed from ICT concepts, but I could be completely wrong. I started out learning SMC before I learned ICT. So when I first got into this whole kind of realm of trading, I started out with just an SMC video on YouTube, right? And then I found out about ICT, he created it, and then I dove into his content and stuff like that. But the cool thing is, some people might do better watching ICT's video, and some people might do better just simply learning SMC from other people. It's who is presenting you the information and how, right? We all learn differently. Some people are great at soaking in the information from ICT, others can't do it. And that's the cool thing about it, right? But it's information out there that can be provided to you, and it all came from that man there. So ICT, SMC, I would say, obviously it came from ICT, so they're kind of under the same umbrella. Question number 6 is another ICT related question, so I'm just going to add it on to the rant that we just had. The question is, was ICT my starting point, or did I look into traditional and classic patterns? No, I didn't start with this way of trading. I obviously started with the same way, probably 99% of you did. Support, resistance, moving average, crossovers, all that good stuff, trend lines. I think everyone starts there, and the cool thing is any of those strategies can be profitable. It just depends what one works for you. But I started on all that good stuff, and then I found SMC, then I found ICT, and then incorporated supply, demand, and all that good stuff, liquidity concepts, and then here you go, you have my strategy. So yeah, it's been a ride for sure, but no, I did not start here, and in a way I am glad, because 90% of my trading is liquidity concepts, I'd say. And if I didn't trade the other ways, I wouldn't be as successful at my current way, because of the understanding I have of where people's stop losses are and where people will be looking to get into the market. That's most of the time where I'm looking to get out of the market. So I'm glad that I learned that stuff, because without it, I wouldn't be as good at my current stuff. So you live and learn, but like I said before, you can be profitable and consistent in every single one of those strategies. So if anyone's bashing on any strategy, blah, 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 question, if you're doing so well, why are you bashing on other people's strategies? Doesn't make sense to me. I feel like if you're bashing on other people's strategies, something isn't clicking for you. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below. Sorry for the little rant at the end, but all I see on Twitter is people just bashing on other people's strategies, and it just absolutely drives me nuts. We're in the game to make money together, right? Let's grow together. Let's keep growing. Sorry to add that little part on, but it just came to mind. So hope that answers your question, my man. Oh, this is a good question. Question number 7. If I could be only a YouTuber or a trader, which one would it be? A trader for sure. A trader for sure. And even though I love YouTube with all my heart, trading I love more. So if I had to choose, unfortunately, if that was a thing, obviously I would choose trading. I think the sky is the absolute limit with trading, and it's based on your own performance, right? YouTube's amazing, but you could post a YouTube video that you think is going to do well, and the algorithm doesn't post it, or people aren't searching this up or that up. With the market, it's you versus you. It's at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's not you versus the market. I don't agree with that. It's you versus you. It's you following your system and your edge over the market, and just repeating it over a daily period or whatever your sample size is, how frequent you trade. But yeah, I love trading so much, so much. It's not even about the money for me. It's simply just, since it's one of those things that so many people fail to do, succeeding at it makes it just such a cool feeling and a surreal feeling, in my opinion. And I just love it. I don't know what it is, but just knowing how hard it is, and how when you eventually start, you have not even a clue what a pip is. Someone had to explain what a pip was to you. Someone had to explain how to put the stop loss on the chart. And then you get to a point where you're predicting price weeks out, months out, friggin' a year out, just simply due to the chart, and it's just pretty cool. You're essentially predicting the future with the markets and stuff. So it's super cool. And I wouldn't. It's funny. I was saying this to my mom, and I mean this. A lot of you may be like cap or whatever it may be. I could be given the opportunity to do anything else in the world, relive my hockey dream of playing the NHL. Anything in the whole world, and I would not change a thing from what I'm doing right now. I seriously love it that much. I mean that. And that's why I get so excited waking up every single day to do it. When it's the weekend, I just want to, jump into Monday already. So yeah, I love YouTube, but I love trading more. If I had to choose, I would pick trading. All right, next question is, what is my motivation to grind every single day? And you're looking at it. It's me. It's to continue to grow and become better than I ever could be. It's to, live my life, reaching my full and truest potential. It's to give my family a life that they never had growing up. It's to give my girlfriend a life that she never had growing up. And it's just to just help people overall. I absolutely love the fact that in the process of becoming the best version of myself, I'm able to inspire other people to do the same. And to me, that is just absolutely priceless. The messages I get, the YouTube comments I get, the Instagram DMs I get from you guys, you know, saying the positive impact I've had on your life. It's truly surreal. It's truly amazing. And I wouldn't change it for the world. And I know I just said that in the other question, but to answer your question, the motivation part, it's to continue to impress myself and grow into the person I want to be. It's to help the people around me and give them a life maybe they never would have had, and to continue and inspire other people. And when your why and your reasoning is not money, but it's service, it's to help other people, I feel like that fuel never runs out. No matter how hard you get beat down, no matter how many losses you take, you always get up because you're doing it for other people as well as yourself to become 1% better every single day. So the accountability part, it's never ending because you just want to continue to get better for yourself and the people around you. And now that I have you all, you know, waiting for my YouTube videos and waiting for my posts on Instagram, I'm never running out of fuel because it means the absolute world. So I hope that answers your question. And thanks for that, because it's good to talk about this stuff. It means a lot to me. Next question is, what is my dream supercar? Believe it or not, it's a G-Wagon. You guys know I'm tall, I'm 6'5", so the reality of me sitting in a McLaren or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or none, I need movement in my legs. I need room with my legs. So yeah, I've sat in a McLaren and it's not for me. I felt like I was in a little dinky car or a little Lego car. I just couldn't move. So yeah, it's a G-Wagon for me. I think they look absolutely boss. I think you look like a big mafia boss when you're driving those things down the road, especially an all matte black one with the windows tinted. I just think it looks like an absolute beast of a machine. And you guys know I love Mercedes. I have my first one right now, and you know, that's something I want to get in the next few years for sure. So thanks for asking that question, my man. Believe it or not, I'm not a big car person. I don't know anything about cars. It's kind of embarrassing, like at all. My buddies who know a lot about cars say it's cringe how much I don't know, but I never was a car person growing up at all. But if you're into that stuff, I totally understand. But for me, yeah, I don't care about having a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or anything like that, simply due to the fact that I would be purchasing that to impress other people, because I truly don't care about that kind of stuff. To me, the G-Wagon is something I've always wanted. It's something that every time I drive by, I look and I'm like, who's in that car? So that's my dream car. You guys will see me, or dream SUV, I could say. You guys will see me driving in one of those in the future, for sure. That's a fact. So I'm putting that out there now. And when that all unfolds, that'll be an amazing moment. And I can't wait for you guys to be along there with me in the journey and all that good stuff. All right, the next question is, what is the hardest thing to overcome in trading? I would say the hardest thing to overcome in trading is accountability, and knowing that when you mess up, it's your fault. And I'm not talking about losses and wins, because those are random outcomes based on your profitable strategy. I'm talking about when you mess up and you take trades that aren't to your plan and all that stuff. You have to own that. And it's so easy to, play the blame game, like, oh, the market, or oh, I knew my stop loss was there, just all this stuff. But I would say the hardest thing about trading is just taking accountability for everything, and really realizing that when you mess up, it's your fault. It's no one else's fault. It's not the market's fault. It's not this person's fault. It's not your dad's fault. It's not your mom's fault. You know what I mean? And just being humble, knowing that, you know, winning streaks will bring a losing streak. Losing streaks will bring a winning streak. So just staying humble, staying neutral. I find those are the biggest hurdles in trading. So taking accountability for everything and then staying neutral. Those are the two biggest ones, because as profits get bigger, you know, new levels, new devils is a saying, and that's very, very true. Each time you up your lot size, you're gonna have to go through, you know, a new level of seeing numbers on a screen that you wouldn't see before. Training your mind to see percentages instead of numbers is one of the biggest things too. Add that to the answer to that question. So accountability, staying neutral, and looking at things in percentages. I would say those are the hardest things to do. Once you do, you know, overcome those things, I think trading comes a lot easier. And then one more thing that I will add that I kind of touched on before is taking away the timeline. That's one of the biggest things for sure. Is I want to be here because I see this person on Instagram who's here. I've only been trading for 1 year. This person's been trading for 10 years. They've put in 10 times the effort, but I want to be there now. That is one of the toughest things to do when you're trading, is compare yourself, and not just trading, but anything. Comparison is the thief of joy. So just stay true to you, stay true to your journey, and focus on improving those 3 things there, or 4 things. I can't remember off the top of my head about what I just ranted about, but I hope that answers your question, my man. And just keep buzzing, keep being 1% better every single day, and you're gonna get there. All right, everyone, the final 2 questions here. They're kind of a 2-parter, so I'm just gonna use them together. Number 1 here is hardest thing about running a community. I've touched on this before. I would say the hardest thing about running a community is keeping the balance between your life and running the community. If you don't have balance, it can consume you for sure. And you have to remember that your growth is number 1. You growing will only help your community, right? As long as you are continuing to level up your game, you're gonna be able to level up your teaching, your quality of videos, and help the people around you, right? But when you stop that and you are so focused on, answering people at 24/7, there was a time where I was literally like a 24/7 service, it felt like. And everyone's gonna understand. So set those boundaries for yourself where, you treat it like a business in the sense, this is my business hours, when I will be responding, all this good stuff. And just remember that you have to focus on you, and focusing on you and creating your better self, becoming a better trader yourself is only gonna help the people that you are helping as a byproduct of that, right? So focus on yourself, then help the other people. Don't help the other people, then neglect yourself. But it's very, very easy at first to think you need to be there 24/7 when in reality, people understand, right? People understand. So I would say that is the hardest thing. And then the last question here is, what is my trading strategy? Well, if you want to know it, click the link in the bio. There's my mentorship right there, and get started. Testimonials is on IG, RM Trading. You can see it in the description of this video as well if you want to take a little peek. But that is the end of the video. If you stayed till the end, I appreciate you more than anything. And what do I say at the end of every single video? Let's be 1% better every single day. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week.